Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is like my first official video, so I'm kind of excited. I'm just gonna be talking about who I am, how I got to where I am today. It might be kind of a long video, a little emotional, but we're gonna get there. So obviously the name is Star. I am from Wisconsin. I'm a mother of one, and I'm in college for business, and basically I grew up in Wisconsin, and I'm the youngest of 8, and life for me was kind of hard. I moved to a lot of different schools. The hometown I grew up in, my best friend lived there, and my mom and her mom were like best friends, and I did everything with this girl and her cousin, and we went to school together, and we were in the same grade, and life was great, and I loved where I went to school, and I loved my friends, and it was all ripped away from me. And so I was getting, going from this school to that school, and I had to make new friends, and I moved to this super small town, and my class was maybe 30 people, and I got bullied really bad. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is just like, I can't do it. So one day I decided to go to the office. I packed up everything in my bag. I put the books in the locker, and I said, I'm really sick and I need to go home. And I already had this whole thing in my mind, what I was gonna do, this plan that I was never coming back to this school. And I called my mom in the bathroom, and I remember this bathroom had no service, so I was standing in the one stall I got service, and I was standing on the toilet, and I called my mom, and I held the phone up to the corner. I said, Mom, come get me, like right now. She said, I'm on the way. And I get in the car and I start crying. I said, Mom, if you ever make me come back to the school, like I'm running away. Like this is it, like cut. So I never did go back to that school, and I ended up doing online school, and I think everyone thought I like dropped out or I moved away or something crazy, but I did this online school, and the environment, I loved it. Everyone was nice, kind, non-judgmental, very one-on-one, tailored, and I loved it, and I graduated my junior year. I think a lot of the reason too why school was so hard for me is because not only was I bullied, but I had so much anger growing up, and I would deal with it in not the best ways, and so obviously my reputation got ruined, and people thought of me in bad ways, and it was all bad. And especially living in, like such a small town, people are gonna talk, and they're gonna mix up. It's kind of like playing telephone. You say one thing, and it goes to the next person, and it might still kind of be right, but then it gets to the 5th person, and now it's a whole different thing. And anyways, so it was a really hard couple years for me, and so it was time for a change, and I moved away, and I probably moved 3 times, and I loved where I lived, and it was super expensive, but I loved it, and I ended up having my daughter. So I moved back by my family, and I became very close with God. And I think during the time of my pregnancy and going through everything I was going through, I think I really got close with God, and I decided it was time for a change, and I totally changed my mindset, and even the music I listened to, and what I wore, and the people I hung around, and just everything that altered my mindset, it had to go. And so I dropped a lot of people, and I started listening to different music and doing things that I thought were good for me. and it helped a lot. And I might have lost a lot of people along the way, but looking back, I'm glad that it happened. And my daughter is beautiful, and she's happy, and she's healthy, and I almost didn't make it during my labor, and my daughter wasn't doing good either. So I ended up having her a couple months early, and that also was like, wow, like God is so good. And we stayed in the NICU, and I just kept praying. And you know, my daughter, she was only 3 pounds, and I just had a C-section, and things went bad afterwards. And that man above really like showed me like, wow, like the things he can do. And so I ended up getting to bring my daughter home, and I remember sleeping on, there was either a chair or a bench, and you had to wear a mask at all times when you slept, and if you ate, you had to go to a whole different area. And it was really hard. And you know, they're always coming in and out, and I said, well, I'm not leaving my daughter. They're like, you know, like you can go home and come back. And I was like, no, like no. And at this time, I had just started my first semester in college, and they were like, you know, you can just drop out and start in the spring or next fall. And I was like, no, like I'm starting now. And I ended up finishing with all A's. I was on the dean's list, and I did all of that from the NICU. So I was just very thankful that I was able to get through my college semester and, you know, take care of my daughter on my own, and do the best that I could as a first-time mother, and provide a house and everything like that. So I was super thankful that my daughter's now, you know, big, and she's beautiful, and she's so healthy, and she's actually above average. And the doctors told me like it might take a long time for her to catch up to speed if she ever does, and here she exceeded. So I'm very thankful for that. And then I started doing TikTok, and like all my friends on TikTok really, really like are just the best. They're so supportive, and it made me realize that there's so much more. There might be 100 not so good people where I live, you know, that aren't good friends, but it made me realize like there are good people out there, and they won't, you know, judge you for this, or you know, alter however they think about me, and it really opened my eyes. And so that's why I really, really enjoy TikTok and my social media and the people who support me. I'm very thankful for that. What else? I had some hard times too during high school, and a lot of people, I think, got the wrong idea of me, and that also too kind of started like me wanting to be on social media, like creating my own atmosphere and building a different foundation from the ground up, because of where I live is just so toxic to me. And so it made me realize, you know, like I don't have to be friends with these people, and I can put them in the past, and I don't have to even know them anymore. They don't know me. So I left it, and I closed that book. And I also think everything I went through made me realize that you have time to change, and you can better yourself, and it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, because you know you best, right? And as long as you're bettering yourself, and even if it's just 1% better a day, you're still progressing, and you're still being the best that you can be. And I think that's really all that matters, is that you have a good support. And honestly, if no one supports you, you can support you. And you know who else you have? You have God. And I just made me realize that I think changing my mindset, how I think, how I talk, being educated, everything that made me who I am today has helped me so much. And I'm proud of who I'm becoming, and I'm thankful for everything that I went through at a young age, so now I can be better from here on out. And I'm still pretty young. I feel like I'm 22, and I feel like that's still a young age to be able to better myself and be the best me that I can be, not only for myself but for my daughter, and be able to be like a good advocate for those like younger girls or anyone that's having a hard time or dealing with situations. I feel like going through a lot makes you, well, for me anyways, like I'm the least judgmental person. Like you could come to me with anything and I feel like I would be able to make a positive out of it, or like be that person for you to help you get out of that situation or try to get through it the best that I can help you. And that's just from experience and, you know, going through so much and being bullied and just everything in between. I feel like I've been through a lot, and I know how hard life can be, and I know how bad you can feel. And so what I want to do is I want to be that person that can be there for you, your situation, or even that you can look up to. And if there's anything I can do, I'd be more than willing and happy to do the best that I can for you. So that's that. So yeah, I decided to go on TikTok, and I met some of like the most amazing people, and I'm so thankful for that. And they don't see me as these people have seen me, and they see me for me now in the present day, and not like 5-10 years ago. And so I met some really cool people, and I hope one day we can do a meetup or like a meet and greet or something like that. So yeah, so now present day, I'm still in college. I'm almost done with the semester. I still live in Wisconsin, and I just started my first small business. I make wax melts. They're organic, they're natural, they're soy. So I've been doing that, and I really enjoy doing that too. And I still talk to my amazing supporters that I've met through TikTok, and I hopefully will be able to meet up with some of them in the near future. And yeah, so we go live pretty much. Well, I try to go live once a day, mainly at nighttime when my daughter's sleeping. But that doesn't always happen because I am busy, and I still have stuff to do, and yeah, stuff like that. So I'm trying to get better at like a routine, a set schedule for my lives. We're gonna get there. Just give me some time, bear with me. And yeah, I also have thought about starting a cooking channel on here on my YouTube, so we could like watch my cooking lives or my saved streams from TikTok, my cooking lives on there. And I really enjoy cooking, so I thought, well, maybe I can add that to my YouTube as well. So on here, I think I'm just gonna do like Q&As, my cooking, maybe, what else could we do? That's a good question. I have to think about that one. But I'm gonna put some stuff together so I can start my YouTube foundation. And go from there. So yeah, it's a little bit about me. And if you have any questions, you can comment below and I will be sure to reply. What else? I think that's about it for this one. But if you have any questions, like I said, either comment on my video on TikTok that I will be posting or on this video. But yeah, that's all for now, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!